3.
Okay.
Ah, I'm still stuck here. All right. Well, wait until after the holidays then. Welcome to Stone Soup Poetry, live from hell again. Might have to do a Get Me Out of Hell marathon the day after Thanksgiving, but that'll be more of a live stream than a open mic event. But we'll see what we can do. But for now, there's no Stone Soup officially on Wednesday, as that's a moving day and a traveling day for all of us to get to where we need to go or to prepare what we need to prepare for the holidays. So tonight's the last Stone Soup feature for before Thanksgiving. Then feature for after Thanksgiving will be announced very soon. And I want to thank Toni Rose. The best feature Stone Soup never had at Stone Soup, but was a feature some of you will recall, or one of the many people, actually the main organizer, I should say, for the amazing women poetry showcase that was done about almost 4 or 5 years ago, back in 2019 at the Dudley Cafe. A couple of you were there, and that was an amazing event featuring a number of people, including Jeannie Santiago, who would have featured Stone Soup live, but unfortunately the pandemic happened, and that's happening a lot of that going around. But I'm so glad we got Toni, if not back for a live face-to-face show, at least for an online show tonight. So welcome, Toni, and thank you for all your work, and thanks for making it in. We do have a quick open mic that we'll do before the feature starts, if only to give Toni time to rest, because I'm sure she dashed home from work just to be part of this. So let's see who we have. I always feel like featuring her first, or I should say the Ramdonator 5000, which puts everyone in a little bit of ball and rolls it like a little hamster, selecting everyone. But the Ramdonator likes to start with this person when she's here. Let's welcome up Rita Rusty Rose.
Thank you, Chad. Hi, everybody. Hi, Stone Soup. I'm here to enjoy the feature tonight and everyone else's poems. I've been working on this end rhyme poem, and I think we've heard it in its construction. So this is, I think, the final draft of it. Rhapsody to the Dead. Endless crowns of brave headstones etch the names in yawning grass of souls departed on plein air. Black rose and gray monoliths fair. Amongst the markers sober, below Cemetery Row, is a sweet symphonic reprise, wafting up to billowy skies. Airy strains calm woeful hearts, blanket all who come to grieve, songs of comfort by the perished, for so many persons cherished. So listen for still voices, their sleepy harmonic blends, given by our reposing dead. I dare you to come, go ahead. When you do, given to few, will be a very soft kiss, if in their midst you do persist to catch a concert sung for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rita. Good to have you back. And let's see who we're featuring next. On the Ramdonator 5000 has chosen someone who, as he explained in the talk before we started recording, he has artwork up in today's Oddball magazine and oddballmagazine.com. A fantastic pairing with, I believe her name was Amanda Hawk, sorry. And he was the first one I thought of when I slated this person's work for publication for her poetry. This person's a poet, but has been making himself known in Stone Soup for his artistic contributions. Another one of our collage artists that sets himself apart. Let's welcome up Mr. John Engstrom.
Hey. This is my parody or satire of a Puritan sermon. It's called Puritan Jeremiad in the style of Gertrude Stein. And the title of the sermon is Sinners in the Hands of a Pair of Angry Arms with Vociferous Fish Eyes Sprouting from Their Molten Elbows. It is everlasting wrath. It would be dreadful. It would be dreadful, yes. It would be very, very dreadful to suffer the slings and arrows of exquisite, like marijuana brownies and lime juice, but you must suffer it like a chihuahua dancing on its hind legs in a pink girdle for all eternity. There will be no end to this exquisite, horrible misery, and Gaston has a pimple on his nose when he goes out the door. Jonathan Edwards.
I always love the image of Jonathan Edwards getting kicked out of churches, as I heard he was.
Yes.
I picture him being tossed out just as he's saying the last parts of "Sinners of an Angry God." Let's be consumed in the water. But thank you, John. And up next, who do we have next? Yes, our one phone participant. Give it up. Oh, and looks like we have Kathleen Hulser joining us again. Hopefully she won't be lost to us. But for now, let's welcome up as she presses *6, Miss Nancy Dotson.
Feeling about war. A sad day to be sick, and oh how I ache. The world dies around me. Why do you want to kill me? I wish to live desperately in your creation, Lord, rejoicing in the harmony of every moment. I have confidence within me, Lord, if dying only if God wills it. How I wish I could receive your blessing, Lord. So be it.
The ultimate anti-war statement. Why you want to kill me? That's it makes sense. Simplicity and profundity at the same time. Thank you so much, Nancy. And who do we have next? Yes. Let's bring up. What do I want to bring up? Oh, yes. Let's bring up Mr. Bill Lewis.
Oh, wow, super duper great. I was hoping I'd be the next one up. Oh, this is the best part because I love being number 3 because the lucky number, like number 1 and number 2, those are sort of weird. Number 4 is already even, and I want to be too even, but I don't want to be like weird, odd, like 7. 7 is just a weird, crazy number. No, 3 is the perfect place to be. Thank you very much, Chad. I am deeply honored that I get to be number 3.
Actually, you're 4, but you're welcome.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a computer scientist. We start with 0. We go 0, 1, 2, 3. Oh God, you had me scared.
That was either ingenious or an amazing dodge. So either way, I applaud you for that.
Oh, you're a great straight man. I had such a great time with the time we spent at the Youth Leadership Conference in the previous weekend and working with kids and all that stuff. That is what makes me happy. But it does leave me that basic question about leadership. Am I really leading if no one trails behind? I say this is a good idea. And they say, never mind. If other people saw the world exactly as I do, the world would be a better place, not mired in this goo. But trying to inform them is met with harsh rebuff. Have they no backbone, no courage? Enough, my God, enough. So come, my friends, and worship Bill, the one who sees so clearly. Follow him and you will find the one you love most dearly. Okay, so we are starting the religion of Bill. I am, and then I wanted to do a little bit of other poetry. Chad, may I have the power to share my screen? I want to put up a couple of poems.
Just give me a moment.
Okay. So my friend and professor Doug Hofstetter.
You're ready.
Wrote a translation of a very famous poem by a gentleman by the name of Pushkin, Alexander Sergeyevich Pushkin. So this is a very famous poem he wrote. It is called Eugene Onegin. So Glava Piervaya. Moj dada sanishchesnih pravil, когда не шуту за не мог. Он уважных себя заставил, улучши видумых не мог. So that's not really great Russian, but you will notice the rhyming scheme. And so let us look at it in English. Here is the translation which Nabokov did in the 1950s or something. And the rhyming scheme: extreme, esteem, disease, seize. But the next one of this is he, be, day, away. The next quadrangle or whatever is base and face, smooth, and soothe and smooth. And of course, the final couplet, alone and own. So this is a rhyming scheme which goes through the entire work. It is just an unbelievable thing. But I'm presenting to my students ideas of translation. And so here is Nabokov. My uncle's goodness is extreme, if seriously he hath disease. He hath acquired the world's esteem, and nothing more important sees. A paragon of virtue he, but what a nuisance it will be, chained to his bedside night and day, without a chance to slip away. Ye need dissimulation base, a dying man with art to soothe. Beneath his head the pillow smooth, and psychic bring with mournful face. To sigh and meditate alone, when will the devil take his own? And my Doug, here we have the same, slightly different translation. And that's why I thought it's so cool, because what is a good translation? Does it maintain the exact technical meaning? Does it need footnotes? What if it doesn't rhyme? If it rhymes the same way, blah, 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 blah. So infinite number of questions, but here it is. My uncle, matchless moral mortal. My uncle, matchless moral model, when deathly earl learned how to make his friends respect him, bow and coddle, of all his ploys, that takes the cake. To others this might teach a lesson, but Lord above, I'd feel such stress in, having to sit there night and day, daring not once to step away. Plus I'd say it's hypocritical to keep the half-dead spirits bright, to plump his pillows till they're right, fetch his pills with tears veridical, yet in secret to wish and sigh, hurry, uncle, up and die. Because here in the beginning, the damn uncle is just not dying soon enough. He wants to get his inheritance, blah, blah, blah. So this is just really wonderful, and I wanted to share that with you. And now I have. So there it is. Alexander Pushkin, Sami Glavnych poet is Rossi. Ta-da-ta-ta.
Thank you very much, Bill. Go back. Can't wait to go back and read those again. Let's go now to Miss Jan Rowe. Oops, got to unmute.
Okay. This is called, Are You Kidding Me? I remember dreading to hear those words, Are you kidding me? Because the words foreshadowed a loss of control, throwing and breaking stuff, yelling. I can relate. The government shutdown has been postponed a few months. Seems like two things.
Let me put my headphones in. Let me put my earphones in.
Had 14 billion bucks from the IRS. The rich pay 3 or 4%. I pay about 15 or 20 as a retired nurse. Trump's real estate IRS guy was in a real estate deal with him in Hawaii. Okay. Oh, that's one option. Cut the 14 billion bucks from the IRS or sell weapons secretly to Israel. Are you kidding me? Thank you.
Thank you, Jan. I've got to bring up next, if she is able to join us, Kathleen Hulser. If you want to read something, Kathleen, now's the time. You just have to unmute. I can't hear you. You have to unmute. Let me help you.
Okay.
You're good.
It's not muted.
Yep.
When I'm on my phone, I can't find any of the buttons. So this is called What You See is What You Get. The visible is so seductive. Look closer. Face stalled in a photo, clutching at memories. Lines drowning in tear tracks. You can dig out hope from the rubble, often viable fragments. But did these folks really use forks and spoons? And aren't wallflowers the most conspicuous at a party? Pressed to the edges, performing acts of defensive engagement. The swirling wine in a nervously turning goblet is the pattern of expectation heading down the drain. The scene is as much within as without. The locked eyes of watcher and watched look across the distance between being and possibility. Love sees around corners. Thank you. I'm done.
Thank you, Kathleen. And I think he's all prepped up via his iPad to, this will be like the musical section right now. Well, we're going to start with Mr. C.C. Ashagra, who has been especially busy. I think has shows coming up. I'll let him tell you all about it.
Yes. CornwallLibrary.org on their event page this Saturday, November 18th. Click on register for Zoom link and you will not be disappointed. It is an event that has taken over a year to get to this point where the library with a 2-camera Zoom system is doing something there. And the next day on Sunday, that's a 3-hour event. On Sunday for 5 hours from 12 to 5, I'm going to be hosting a fundraiser in Middletown, Connecticut for the Buttonwood Tree, where there's going to be a lineup of artists that I don't really know who they are. I just got called in to do the hosting, and I've been so busy I haven't really checked it out yet. But my friend Derek Bossy, who does their booking over there, asked me to host that event. And then there's an open mic in Canton, Connecticut after that. So that's going to be a busy weekend. So I've been working a lot on lyrics. And this is a piano, and this is my voice over here. So we're going to put the lyrics up front, and then the other two come with it. I hope you, I'm learning these songs. So this is one of them. This is called, I got a choice between The Garden Now and The Creator of Dreams. I think I'm going to go with The Creator of Dreams. Sometimes you let all the blame go. So the original you can become the creator of dreams. Darkness born, here comes the storm. A truth untold to the youth of old. Older than all your birthdays, older than time. Sometimes you let all the blame go, so the original you can become the creator of dreams. A trauma reigned before words came, till books could seed, worlds born to read, faster than what happens, faster than pain. Sometimes you let all the pain go, so the original you can become the creator of dreams. Sometimes you just close your eyes in order to see the pain leave. Sometimes you just close your eyes to understand how we're not free. The clock of love was running. The dawn of lost was found. And there's apparently a tight rope high above, no net or ground. The beginning of an ending is not the flip of the same coin as other soul times dawn here. And in this dimension, there is no war. Sometimes you just close your eyes in order to see the pain leave. Sometimes you just close your eyes to understand why we're not free. Sometimes you let all the blame go. So the original you can become the creator of dreams. Thank you. So I am going to be playing piano live at the Buttonwood Tree as part of my hosting thing. So I'm warming up. And I have upward of a dozen now. So we'll see what happens with the lyrics. Doing poetry for free for my life most of the time, and all this, everything I'm doing this weekend is for free. But the thing at the library is a big deal for this town. It's like an incredible Zoom system. So I hope you all register for that.
That was a hell of a warm up. Send us the link via the chat and I'll promote it myself as well.
I will. I got all kinds of flyers and stuff. I'll send you the whole package. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. And we're going to keep the music going with the help of Ethan Mackler with a little acoustic solo. Sir, you have the mic. The Pulse of Stone Soup, the Pulse of the Boston Poetry Scene. Thank you, Ethan Mackler. And getting close to the end of the open mic slot, I'd love to ask Nava the Butterfly if she's feeling better enough to perform tonight.
Okay, I'll do something.
Okay, how you feeling?
I'm getting better.
Okay.
All righty.
Tell your man I'm sorry if this performance keeps you in bed for like another 5 days. Sorry.
Okay. So can everyone hear me? All righty. So this poem, it's actually a dedication to autumn. Autumn's my favorite time of the year. It's called A Parade for Autumn. It is September, and the harvest air misty and magnificent. It deserves a celebration, a poem, or a parade. And I am an emotional poet in need of no band. I march to the beat of my own heart. I march alongside the autumn equinox, and I'm flushed from its rays and inspired to throw words around like confetti with all of your thoughts in mind. My poems are jaded and the loudest voice a revolution has ever heard. It is entwined with ink, time, and the divine impulses to show you that I am more mystical than an onyx mermaid washed up on a moonlit shore, more reflective than a river laid to rest in frostbites. Mirroring is one of my many hidden talents. I love seeing myself in your drumroll faces like a soaking wet replica, fading into my own parade, accompanied by nothing more than a colorful dream of eye-catching metaphors, making others think of me as a sonneteer. But I assure you, I am a wild writer who take chances with words and create mirages that send chills down your spine to restore your backbone. A poet never truly sees the person, just held breath of poetic fibers to welcome in a bewildered autumn day, giving October its brilliant hue in a parade of pharaoh falling leaves, surrounded by wounded sunflowers. And in that moment, we all trust the change and the gifted season as we trust the gentle breeze as it coasts across our face and we smile as we play our part in giving autumn its flowers. Thank you.
Thank you, Nava. And now our closer for tonight before our feature. And I hope the feature lets us get a hold of her PayPal or her Venmo. These are two items that I hope you guys all have. Venmo, if you get it, you can hook it up to a bank and it's easy to transfer money. If you can pay for a drink in a bar into your 2023, you can pay $5 to a poet. So let's welcome up to close out. Awkward segue, but let's close out our open mic with our penultimate closer. You can look up his column, It's All One Thing, which publishes every Thursday at oddballmagazine.com at 11 o'clock in the morning on Thursdays. Let's welcome up Mr. James Van Loy.
All right, thanks, Chad. So I have a poem here called The Last Samurai Dark Comedy, which is actually written for a movie I saw on the flight we made back to America. And so there actually is a movie called The Last Samurai, which is actually about really the end of that whole sort of imperial era of Japan that ended in the mid-19th century. It's a very interesting movie, although it's kind of violent. The Last Samurai Dark Comedy. Another Why I Hate Cars poem. One way or another, that rotten old way of life is just a rodent-bitten toast. And whatever the cult of MAGA Trump, of that's what I believe, to hell with fact and fiction uber always, pay no attention. History is myth, and myth is now a legendary being character, a god among all the other great gods, sickly, white, ghastly, shock-faced, and ever-growing, outflowing blowback right in our face. And those who had it all imposed upon us, this knights of the round table laying down in the quiet room, and hero with the most thousand faces, buried so deep under all the stuff, the commercial debris tsunami of what they're wearing, this first one on the block, to get that swimming pool full of electrical devices. We haven't got enough cash to pay the taxes again, but look how much we're worth. There must be at least some meetings still hanging around the patio. If only we managed to get not blown up by those new, clever, tactical nukes in the old our way or the highway, which left no way to walk from here to there, these asphalt ovals encircling fully our each and every possible way out again. And we're so way out, but no matter, something is ending, and what's more, things are already not the same, and more so will never be the same again and again. I can see it. how things change from one form to another. If you go down in the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go down in the woods today, you better go in disguise, 'cause every bear that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic. Every teddy bear who's been good is sure of a treat today. There's lots of wonderful things to eat and marvelous games to play. Beneath the trees where nobody sees, they hide and seek as long as they please. Today's the day that teddy bears have their picnic. Picnic time for teddy bears. The little teddy bears are having a lovely time today. Watch them catch them unawares as they picnic on their holiday. See them gaily gad about. They love to play and shout. They never have any cares. Their mommies and daddies will take them home and put them to bed, because they're tired little teddy bears. Because they're tired little teddy bears. If you go down in the woods today, you better not go alone. It's lovely down in the woods today, but safer to stay at home, because every bear that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic. Thank you.
So ends the musical portion of the open mic and the open mic itself. And the Cash App name for Toni has been put up. So if you guys can contribute anytime between now and after the show, or hopefully she'll be announcing a feature or other event coming up and we can help support that. We would love to get back with you, Toni, in 2024 for another live event. We're going to be looking into that in the weeks to come. But for now, it is time to remind people that next week is No Stone Soup. We're having the time off. I might do a Friday night cam and goof around, but it's going to be very informal and announced on Facebook only. And hopefully by tomorrow, we'll be announcing the new feature to close out November. And I'll also be announcing the first feature of December, which has been in the bag since September. So we're excited that this is finally coming around. And so, et cetera, et cetera. So thank you guys very much. And here is the official boilerplate for tonight's feature poet, Toni Rose. Who is Toni Rose? Well, that depends on who you ask. Trouble to some, faithful friend to others, mother, daughter, sister, victim, survivor, lover, fighter, champion, confidant, artist, and poet. Her poetry has a strong emphasis on the struggles of life. She paints a picture with words that can be heart-wrenching truths. Toni is also the founder of the Blue Rose, a movement that empowers others to find their voice, speak up, and be heard. Toni Blue Rose is a spoken word artist who became a matters level clinician who believes in healing through art therapies. Toni pushes through the dark times, sometimes stumbling, sometimes doubting, but never gives up hope and never gives up the light. Those that are willing to listen and feel that glimpse into her soul with a gritty, real, heart-wrenching, and perfect it's an imperfection and purpose. Last time we saw Toni was during the Amazing Woman Poetry Showcase. And now she's joining us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together 30, 40 times for Toni, and she has the stage. Virtual hands or otherwise.
Thank you. This is amazing. It was funny when you asked me because I'm like, I didn't want to do the showcase via Zoom because when you're talking trauma and stuff, you don't know who's alone and what could happen. So it was something that is like, how do I do this? But now that I do therapy over the computer, my mind is a little bit better at ease that people will find support that they need. But we're not going to get too traumatic, but I'm going to take you guys on a journey. I've been thinking about how my past month has been going. So I am a clinician. So poetry helped me become a clinician. I take poetry, the healing, what we do with music and everything, and I use it with my clients, with the kids to inspire conversations and just to get us going. So I'm gonna give you guys the first poem that I wrote as a family partner for a mental crisis team. Why I do this. My truth is not your truth. If my truth is not your if my truth is not your truth, does that make it a lie? I do this for the kids I see nearly every day. Mental health diagnosis does not define who you are, but it portrays the way we act. DCF took you from your parents, parents who beat and abused you. Mood disorder turned you into a petulant child. Your parents did not hold you accountable. Adoption, not understanding who you are. Why do you feel strange, different, uncontrolled inside? Cut, run, lie, steal. I wish I was dead. I wish you were dead. Adults, teachers, and mental health providers never dig behind the surface, stuck on what you're doing, then trying to understand why. I do this because it makes you think, forces you to feel, tap into your emotions. I am a survivor. He used our friendship, my fear of my father, childhood games to keep touching me inappropriately. I never thought about suicide, but I wished I was dead. I never acted on thoughts of being dead. I drank, I smoked, I flirted, I fucked them before they could fuck me. You see, survivors respond to their abuse differently. Most keep it a secret, some self medicate or self mutilate, others abuse their bodies sexually, promiscuously. I do this for the children of the children who already suffer from trauma because there is no healing, no understanding, no support for their abused mother or father. I do this for the ignorance in your thinking while you silently suffer, remembering those things that happened to you. Sorry, I forgot the trigger warning. But there is no trigger warnings when he touches you in places not meant to be touched. He keeps you isolated from your family and friends. He apologizes for those black and blues, promising never to do it again. I do this because I believe there is healing through art. There is healing in speaking your truth. My truth is not your truth. If my truth is not your truth, does that make it a lie? So the fun part is I work with high school kids. And one of my biggest things right now is COVID really messed up social skills and it increased anxiety and depression, and not just social skills for the kids, but the adults too. So we're going to talk a little mental health here. Anxiety. Have you ever felt it? It takes your breath away, heightens all your senses. You can hear every sound, no communication, conversations are deafening, thoughts encompass in fear. Familiar fades into the background, chest explodes, tightness thumps in place of heartbeats. Nerve endings ache like a body shivering cold, skin crawling, movement a must. Sight overflows. What's wrong? Who's wrong? Why am I wrong? Fear dictates movements, frozen, must overcome trapped thoughts, a need for escape. Dear self-harm, you are the only thing I know. Somehow you work. You are a distraction to relieve my pain. Cutting to avoid the pain, sleeping to dull the pain, drinking to mask the pain, and drugs to distort the pain. I see you through tears turned red. Stop. Breathe. Deep breath in. Feel your chest and stomach fill with air. Let it out slowly. Hear your breath escape from your mouth. Feel your stomach release tension. I see sharps, knives, razors, scissors next to skin. I see beds, pillows, couches, pills tipped over next to bodies. I see weed mixed with ecstasy, overdosed on emotions. I see excuses to promiscuity, to running away, to breaking the law, empty bottles tossed on the floor. It's hard to regain control, but first you need to stop, breathe. Hear yourself relax, shut down, tune out. Dear self harm, you are the only thing I know, fueled by anger, guilt, betrayal. Trauma never revealed paranoia, not crazy paranoia, hypervigilance, uncontrolled thoughts, intense anxiety, paralyzing fears. Help him, help her, help them, safe place desired. Remember how to be safe, how to cope, focus. Separate one thought, one person, one movement, one song, one sound, one vision. Deep breath in, feel your chest and stomach fill with air, let it out slowly. Hear your breath escape from your mouth, feel your stomach release tension. Tell me, how do you stop and cope in the moment? Breathe. I was anxious during the open mic. It was hilarious. I'm sitting there like, this lineup has just been running through my head, and I still hadn't known what I was doing until I got on. And I'm like, okay, we got to introduce ourselves. We're a clinician, so let's talk about mental health and how I'm trying to change that taboo. That's one of the big things with the Blue Rose being a movement. It's to keep moving and letting our people know that therapy should not be stigmatized. And everybody has anxiety. Labels are just labels, just like in relationships. So when you think about trigger warnings, I'm gonna give you a trigger warning on the relationship home just as much as everything else because relationships can be triggering at this time, especially with the holidays. So I wrote this poem, Depression, and it was again me still thinking back with the crisis team and these kids that was just feeling suicidal. The way they talked about it. So it allowed me to expand on what I already knew, experienced, and felt to being able to describe it, how they even feel it. Dismissed as teenage behavior. When they don't want to go to school, not hanging out with friends, not able to focus, concentrate, isolating, and increased sadness. Depression is like an alternative personality that emerges like a hope. An internal being that does not want to exist, overwhelmed by the emotions that should exist, unable to define happiness. Physical pain outlines your existence. Sleep colors your invisibility. Suicidality echoes the sounds of unhappiness. Cutting, burning, head banging, external struggles hang from the new negative coping skills. I don't know why. I don't want to feel this way. Treatment programs that do not change the daily stresses in our living. The world does not stop because I want to die. Medications, a desire to feel. Cycles of looking for the right dosage. Side effects that make you want to give up. How do you know if they're working? When you can't measure what happiness feels like, but the need for pain may diminish. Support not readily available. Down, down, racing, thought, suicide, safety net. Positive coping skills, a means to exist. Only use if motivated to live. I'm fine. The easiest answer to avoid addressing thoughts, feelings, needs, and desires. Where do you find motivation? When the internal being of not existing emerges and all you can think of is pain and death. Ending my life will take the burden off my family. Goodbye with a letter, a random phone call, a simple gesture of giving away personal belongings. Depression, a silent killer, stigmatized, attention seeking, crazy, selfish, weak. Communication, explanations, not alone but alone. How do I find myself in a swamp of sadness? Alternative personalities that allow me to exist when depression consumes me. But sometimes you just need a clean slate. a mental health day against yourself. You're not allowed to make excuses. Not having motivation is really not wanting to do something, but once you get started, it feels right. It does not mean the sadness and anxiety goes away. It means you're identified your triggers as a result your world is disordered. Get up and do what you know you're supposed to do. School because you have to get an education. You owe it to yourself to try. You pay for it one way or another. The rule is trying your hardest. Find your interpretations to rephrase what you learned. Get up and go to work. People count on you because you said you would do your job to beyond expectations. Off days are acceptable, but it doesn't mean shut down and quit. It just means you may move a little slower. Get up and deal with your family because not only do they have to deal with their own shit, but they have to put up with yours and whoever else lives in your house. So the fun part is thinking about all the anxiety and everything that's been going on. I had to start looking even deeper into myself. So it's like you're always healing no matter what's going on. And I had this client, and the issue was their sexual identity. Parent couldn't understand it, kid understood it, but the kid didn't want to explore the parent's fears of what it's like to become transgender. And it's one of those things when I'm asking the question, this kid is being more judgmental than I am. I'm asking questions because I'm just curious. Poets are always curious. And I just want to understand the dynamics of certain things. And it got me thinking about my vulnerability. And there's a project that I've been trying to work on that goes with this poem. So doing this feature inspired me to start working on it. And it's for me, I'm not a person that takes selfies. I don't have a problem when other people take pictures of me. I don't necessarily like looking at them because I always find it's a distortion, like walking through a fun house. I am confident in the beauty I portray when I dress. It could take me 20 minutes or 2 hours to get ready from head to toe because I take my time and relish in the final appearance. Whether I'm wearing sneakers and jeans, dress boots and slacks, an evening gown with the most elegant shoes. Hat, earrings, makeup, or scarf, it doesn't matter the accessories because I am beautiful in my sexuality. Yet that's not all there is to it. Door windows, pictures, videos, weight loss does not change what I see. I am long faced, pudgy cheeks, metamorphosis, one neck, two necks, three necks more. I am Jabba the Hutt with breast meat stomach followed by a wagon of an ass. How many rows did you want with that? Distorted images reflected back to me. My sexuality, the beauty of my soul. Deep sexual cravings drawn in by intense pheromones spilled over the edge of stimulation. My nakedness does not mark my vulnerability. My vulnerability is the words I speak when I stand before you, poem in hand. A lesson, a message, a connection. Exposed as if I was standing here before you, weak and naked, avoiding my reflection. I am confident in the beauty I portray, as long as I don't have to look at myself. So since I've written this poem, I've been looking at myself. Not just one of those quick, let's make sure there's not something on your face kind of a thing, but trying to see myself more. So if any of you have been to Lizard Lounge, you know when you stand at that mic, there is a mirror in front of you on the whole wall. And I always try to avoid that mirror. Now I actually find myself looking into it and I don't stumble in my poetry because I see myself. And then the project that I'm doing, I want to show the pictures of how I see that distortion. And I'm looking and I'm like, damn, you got a lot of pictures of yourself. And I hate being in the pictures. So it just intrigued me going down this path of our identity and how we're helping kids with their identity. So when I'm working with them, I let them know, like, look, your struggle may still be my struggle. You don't know me. So I don't know who I was listening to. And it had me scrolling through my poems. And this is my introduction to poetry. Um, the first time I went to Lizard Lounge is where I first started reading poetry, my poetry. I've written since middle school. This one is interesting. Post-traumatic stress is a disorder that comes in all forms. A sound, a taste, or a smell that paralyzes you and reminds you of that past traumatic experience. It holds you hostage every day of your life. The fear built up in my body when this guy tried to rape me at night. The blade still touches my neck with every story of another victim. Collar of my shirt, a bead, or passing thought of a knife blade, a penetrating glare, causing my past trauma to reoccur. Searching for empowerment, healing through new experiences of poetry. See his gaze for the first time, eyes locked, and when he spoke, it was a language I could understand. A message of truth and safety. Poet to poet, I lay with my muse, the anticipation that something would trigger my past, to cause me to push him away and take control. But that never happened. The fear goes away with his every touch, exploration, and consumption of my body. Hands on the base of my neck, a sigh of relief. Kisses so full of desire, orbiting above the here and now. Our bodies entwined as every touch tells me we have time. Of freedom, empowerment, the ability to be me to myself. The power to let this man take away my past trauma, even if the stress only goes away when we're together, is a lot more than I've ever felt. To believe that everything happens for a reason, if I could change my past, would it change me? My PTSD heals and grows as every petal of the blue rose, a symbol of the unattainable, cautious, discretion, the excitement and possibilities that new ventures bring, a charm and unique mystery that does not reveal itself freely. The blue rose defines and carries me to my friend, my love, my muse. The blue rose is me. How we doing on time?
You got time if you want to keep going.
I'll keep going if y'all want me.
Let's hear it.
So I've been working on my second book. It's in the editing process. And so the first book is Hypervigilante, and it just talked about kind of what I was sharing, just how I navigate the world being hypervigilant. And it's just, it becomes that play on words where you're a vigilante looking for those triggers, but not wanting to feel them. So it's like you're always on edge and on alert. So for me, it's 7 men that have come into my life that have met my family in one sense or another. That's the thing that makes you significant to be a part of these 7 men. And they're all defined by their sin. But their sin is my sin, and it's how I found some of my virtues. So I have this internal struggle between love and lust. With lust, I know me by the way you interpret the words and gestures. I understand me by the way you respond to my questions, by the silence in your generic thoughts. I am on a mission. I am not a traditional woman, but a woman who has traditional values, spiritual beliefs. I stand by my own boundaries. I want to know my interpretations and not empty gestures. Protecting my heart, rejection, and a truth not spoken. You are the tamer to the sexual beast that lies inside me. Craving your touch, your hands, your mouth, your manner. Breath against my skin, intense look in your eyes, demanding with a soft touch. Stretch to the brink of self-destruction. Come oozing down your erection. Kisses trail along the neckline. Love and affection simmers my desire, heightened. Transcending between multiple dimensions. Loving is cohabitating. A smile, the depth of her dimple, redness cascades the aura of beautiful. Deep within her soul, released by her fears. Truth digested not easily. Husband understands who I am, what I need, reflections of the man I need in my life. Not he, but we. A vein that if cut, we could not breathe. Desires building, bond deepening, happy confusion, living in sin, lust, greed, and gluttony. A tug, a pull, yanking, love, the heart unfolding, releasing, reflections of you that is the depth that is me. I love the way we make cohabitating safe, free, loving all of what comes with me. Partner, not housewife. I love you more. Talk to me. I want to hear from you guys for a minute. I feel a little lonely.
Who did you want to hear from?
Anybody? I'm feeling
Oh.
a little lonely. Any particular request?
Nava might have a request. I've seen you at the Lizard Lounge before, but I know Nava practically has owns a table there.
Yes. It's heaven there.
It's one I wish I could go to, but my morning job is unforgiving on Mondays.
I understand that. That's when you wait until Monday's a holiday, and that's when you come out to play.
Yeah.
I remember how that was. Me first going, I worked 12-hour shifts just before I get there. So my determination was, okay, let me do the slam. And if I'm still good, then I can stay for the feature. And if I'm really good, I can stay for the open mic.
What's your most signature slam piece? That might be a nice one to request.
No, that's nasty.
What the hell? We don't put this video up for kids.
Y'all are grown folks, huh?
Last we checked. Various degrees of emotional maturity, true, but I think I might be the youngest, but so go at it.
Well, considering I used this month around my mother, and she's going to be 80 on the 24th, I can do this. It's funny because this is probably a piece Nava would have requested.
Nice.
This is one of my absolute winning pieces. Damn, I love you. Body displays aches, love bites, stiffness, smiles at the intensity, sleep brought forth, sleepy souls, make love multiple nights, spooning, hands met under the pillow, over the waist, curled up, booty back into groin, pulsating, heart beat as one. Breaths mimic wind chimes, veins race with anticipation, snores create movements, backing right into intense memory. Hours consumed with late night lovemaking as we dream each other's dreams. Love bites remind you intensely, I can't wait to feel you inside me. Kisses slows the pace, eyes meet, breath regulate, strokes deepen, clitoris slippery wet. Vibrations create underwater sensations. Foreplay and flirtation throughout our day, words, sounds, laughter, overtones of sexual gestures, till we meet in between bed sheets. Muscles, aches, reminders of legs up, spread apart, eyes meet, body thrust deeper and deeper. Wetter and wetter, clitoral climaxation meets G-spot throbbing, don't stop. Tongue meets clit suckling sensation, tickling temptation. Squirt or don't squirt. Climax meets thrusting, hard pulsating penis, G-spot sensitivity. Sleep consumes the mind, dreams make for intense foreplays. Every word, every thought, every memory. Engorged flesh, heart racing, breath deepening, hands caress naked body parts. Lips travel down soft skin, whispers of sweet grandeur. Long nibbles along the neck, dryness of lost breath, bones increase friction. Penis thrust with such conviction. Teeth, gray skin, pain permeates through the veins. Clitoris throbs, outside mimics inner spasms, come all down your penis, nipple tease, soft whispers encompass, lip suction, breath. Hand squeeze and caress, tongue traces, strokes deepen, clitoris slippery wet. Vibrations create underwater sensations. Legs up, spread apart, eyes meet, bodies thrust deeper and deeper. Wetter and wetter, clitoral climaxation meets G-spot throbbing. Feelings don't stop. Low strangled moans escape, breast, heart racing, sweat dripping. Held tight body, roller coaster of sensations. Hands encompassed under the pillow, over the waist, curled up under the arm, hearts beat as one. Breaths mimic wind chimes as veins race with anticipation. Snores creates movement back and right into intense memories. Damn, I love you. Nobody talks dirty as well as I do, so that is definitely one of the best pieces because it throws everybody off and you can hear a pin drop up in there.
Thank you, Tony. After your slam piece, I won't need to use Viagra tonight.
Oh, Jesus. Oh.
See, you got me feeling like I'm there because those are the comments I absolutely get.
Oh my God. Do you have a poem or two post-coital to bring us home for the future?
About spooning.
There we go. There we go. Good Lord, Robert. Anyway, go back and behave. Go back behind your avatar and behave. Well, if you do have an encore piece or two, that'd be awesome.
I do. So it's funny. Going to that piece, I'm gonna back up to being that pessimistic poet that ponders love. Some days my personality annoys the hell out of me. Pessimistic poet ponders love, a believer, everything happens for a reason. Why him? Not monogamy, but a love for me. A believer, take care of home first. What is this love? Fantasy, temporal, I may be head over heels in love with you today. Not sure, was that touch real, sincere, no words to follow your touch. No kiss to draw me deeper, occasional spooning, feeling of fantasy love. Truth and trust, second guessing her needs, desires, devotions, monogamy she doesn't need. Her heart won't be deceived as she beds another lover. Trying to move forward, different, new monogamy, a must for this old school island kind of love. Deep look, searching something, getting nothing he expected, addicted to her genuine, I'm right here, right now with you affection. Learning, educating, hearing, but not listening. Trust comes first, nothing to do with the ability to sex you in ways you forget existed. Conversations for hours, clothes shopping, dining out, lovesick puppy couldn't eat. Lies misspoken, truth broken, his own heart. She stayed true to her words, broke it off, still in love with the other. Never forgetting his touch, hidden pleasures when we come together. Invite that one, she's hot. Curious, how does this go? I don't know where she's been. He's done this before. Condom use for one, never shared between the two. Sexing, so good you have to go, be gone, removed. Fantasy kind of love. Lifelong love knew me better than I knew myself. Male version, or should it be the other way around? Am I the female version of him? Men can play sex games, women shouldn't. Is it a game when only one of the two is capable of honesty? Confusion, why do I love you? What do you hold over me, inside me, that makes me crave you only? Put the blinders on for a little time we have to share. Keep that secret, good in bed for that chill at home movie, cuddle, late night rendezvous. When you hold me, see inside me while penetrating deep inside me. Asking with every look, every motion, wanting, needing to know, do I still love you? Don't come back with something that will kill me. Your excursions, babe, not the lovers of the past, a lover for some hours that pass. Nothing sex. Sometimes I wonder, do you just see me as a piece of ass? Am I any better to take a lover? Discretion, no public displays of affection. Casual flirting, be yourself and I'll play me. Warning, caution, given over and over again. He has driven, determined, understood, wanted to be one with her energetic, igniting personality. Mixed with a dose of sexual fun, tongue to clit, what kind of trouble is she in for? Condom accessible, nothing left. We scored. Liking erupts with compliments, sweet grandeur, things like baby girl, beautiful, sexy, luscious lady. It's all about putting a smile on my face. Monogamy, not your strong point. Already admitted you're a cheat, not yet a liar. A man full of shit to be offered an open relationship. You can have your cake and eat it too. My love is not real love to you. A woman is capable of having multiple lovers too. These men have nothing to do with loving you, but everything to do with me, desiring and loving and wanting only me. Don't worry, you have other women to hold you down like wifey would. Relationships of the past, potential lovers of the future, if they had a chance to do it over again, would they do it better? Why do I love you the way that I do?
Very, very nice. Give it up, everyone, for Toni Rose. With a poem that actually included spooning. She takes requests and meets them beautifully.
Exactly.
That was amazing. So when is your book coming out, Toni?
I'm hoping to have it out around January, just
Oh.
before February. I'll be doing some features out in Rhode Island. I don't have specific dates and locations yet.
Wow.
But absolutely.
Well,
I'm loving it.
fantastic.
It's hopeless. I've fallen in love with 7 deadly men.
That's the title?
That is the title.
Love it. Love it. And thank you so much for your feature. And I do want to remind people that in the comments, I'll repost it for those who might have came in a little late. And I'll be, of course, posting it tomorrow morning, post show. But I do have the Cash App for Toni Rose. People who don't have Cash App should get it, along with PayPal and Venmo. Though Cash App and Venmo might be better because they don't try and give you fees. So that's a huge plus for that. But thank you so much. And the praise is coming in from the chat. And that was fantastic. And I do hope we get to hear more from you. And hopefully we'll get to have another amazing woman style event at the Dudley or somewhere else. And
I'm working on it. We're actually working on, with the agency that I work for, we're working on doing a mental health showcase. So we'll have the information tables, and I will do a mini showcase through it. So we're looking to do that in May.
please keep us posted. That sounds great.
Absolutely.
And now to send us home, I don't know if Robert Fleming has anything he wants to share as far as poems or anything. We usually end to try and stop the open mic, but we always get late stragglers, and Robert's our one tonight. So if you want to send us home on a just a quick refrain, we're all ears.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm Robert Fleming, a visual poet from Lewis, Delaware. And I'm going to share my 2 poems from Four Feathers Press, which are being considered for magazine awards. This first one is nominated for Poem of the Year. Why am I cooking again a 24 through 30 pound turkey for 5.5 to 6.25 hours at 325 to 350 degrees Fahrenheit? Turtles do it, salmon do it, puffins do it, return to their place of making to remake. Why is it again my turn to host Thanksgiving? Because you have the best kitchen. Better to be homeless than host. If only holidays were on leap days, I could bear hosting every 4 years. Chimpanzees do it. Elephants do it. Orcas do it. Refuse food and water to unmake. I cannot bake another pumpkin pie. Deliver my holiday prayer. Make this stuffing my last. And I hope that'll bring some cheer as we all prepare for Thanksgiving.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Fleming, and thank you so much to Toni Rose for amazing work. I'm gonna love listening to this tomorrow night at when I play back the Stone Soup, as I often have to, because I'm always doing admin. It's a lot to absorb, but I can't wait for this to be reabsorbed tomorrow night and get the crouton going. As I said before, next week is off tentatively, though there might be something on Friday. Might do a live stream, might goof around. We'll see what happens. But it's been a busy winter, so I can't promise anything. But there will be an announcement for the last feature of November, and certainly a new announcement for our first December feature, who's already in the bag, already in the waiting. So that's going to be exciting. And I thank you guys all. We're going to do one last wave if Toni wants to participate for one more time. Thank you very much. I'm waving from hell, but the poetry is fine. And thank you, Jan, for that amazing slide. That was like a gonzo just for the wave. That was impressive. Thank you guys very much. And please donate to the poet and give very generously. And stay tuned for more Stone Soup news for the future. Hopefully that live stuff will be being announced soon. Things are slowing down after this weekend. I'm part of the Gobble Wobble this Saturday at Mansfield, Massachusetts. If anyone's out there in that area and wants to participate in potentially winning a turkey and doing stuff for charity, this is the stuff that Oddball Foundation and Oddball Magazine do now, and I'm going to be emceeing that too. So after that, things are freeing up. And more things are going to be announced. So thank you guys very much. Could be like this every week. All we need is you. Thank you very much. The show's over. See you next time and have a good night. Thank you again, Toni.
All right, awesome.
You are very
Awesome
welcome.
night.
Have a good night.
You too.